actual video will be about grieving. I haven't been on YouTube in a while because I've probably been grieving. First, there would be no crying on this video. Try not to cry because I don't like doing a lot of editing. But it's inspired by this lady that I follow. Her name is Shameless Maya. I watch her videos because she's very happy, and then she's always, giving you good tips about how to use camera equipment, and I like her whole story about moving to California. But anyway, so I decided I would do a video on grieving because I lost my father in February. I was going to call this video "If I Had 21 Days to Live, what would I do?" But I didn't do that because my father only lived 21 days. From the time we found out that he was going to be sick, they gave him 60 days, but he only lived 21 days. But I didn't name it that, so I won't go into great details. I'm just going to talk about the 5 stages of grief, which I knew existed, but really didn't know existed, or couldn't really get it, because I guess I had never really experienced a loss so close. And I also thought that when you go through the stages of grieving, that once you hit step 3, then you go to step 4, then you go to step 5. Didn't know you can get to step 3 and then go back to 1, then over to 5. So I've been going through all of that since February 20th. Let's see, 5 stages of grief is, one of the stages is pain. I remember feeling, first one is denial. I think I was the queen of denial at that time. When they told us he was ill, we didn't really know he was sick, and he didn't know he was, had cancer so bad because he had it before, because the first thing that shut down was his signals for pain. So he was never in any pain. He just got up and went by his day every day. We never thought that he was dying, and just gonna die so abruptly. As a matter of fact, he died very abruptly. He went from talking to us, watching TV, to going to sleep and just not waking up. So I guess it's a blessing to some people, but when you live in it, it's not a blessing. It's painful and it's terrible. So Don went through denial. He's not gonna die. We're gonna do one more set of chemo. We're gonna do the pills. We're gonna exercise. We're gonna drink Ensure. We're gonna do all the right things. So went through that. That didn't work. The next stage is anger. I'm in anger probably, and this happened months ago. I'm in anger probably 3 times a week still. So that's how I know you go back and forth. Then the next stage is bargaining, where you try to bargain with yourself or with God. If he's gonna have cancer, okay, that's fine, but let him at least live, 6 months. We can't do 60 days. Let's do 6 months. Of course, that did not work. And then it is depression, which that's the one I couldn't even remember, probably because I am depressed. Depression is just like, it could just take over your whole life. You have to battle it every day, like every moment you're battling not being depressed. But there probably is not one 24-hour moment that I am not depressed. I can't even imagine people who lose their parents when they're young, because I'm older. I had my father for a long time, but I really don't know how they're functioning. So you try different things to make it through the depression. What I do, I tell people so that they will be aware, because when I get depressed, I get mad. I'm mad at probably everybody, and other people that I see who act like they really don't want to live. You just start thinking, how are you alive? My father's not alive, and you're out here not doing anything with your life. And so I'm an angry depressant, which is terrible if you got to live with me. And then the last one is acceptance. I'm not familiar with acceptance because I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know what the timeline is for that. I don't know if it is a timeline. I can't say I'll be happy when I get to acceptance, because I don't know. Right now, the only thing to make me happy is if, I can go visit my father. So those are the 5 stages of grieving, and I have successfully experienced 4. One of the things that happens when someone dies, and what I think prolongs the grieving, if you're the person that has to plan the funeral, which I was that person, very upset, you know, I had to plan it. I have older siblings that I had recruited and gave all the power to do it, and because I was, you know, in denial. If I don't plan a funeral, it's definitely not a funeral going on. But I ended up at the end of the day having to plan the funeral, so that made it for me worse, but I guess it became more real, you know. And then my father had requested that he is cremated, which is insane for me, because I wanted to go to the graveside, I wanted to have a tombstone, but that's not what he wanted. It wasn't about me, even though I think it should have been about me. So he wanted to be cremated. So I have an urn in my home that I look at. That may be contributing to the depression. I don't think so. I think it's contributing to the healing, but I'm not a doctor. I have friends that are doctors, and they have given me professional advice that is probably contributing to the depression, but I'm not listening to Francine this time. I'm going to do it my way. So that is what happens, what had happened when my father passed. I think every holiday is difficult, because you see your parents on every holiday. Father's Day was traumatizing, and you know, I tried to stay busy, but it was traumatizing, because I would see my father every Father's Day. I would see him actually a lot. I would visit him and go see him a lot. So I don't feel like I missed anything. I just wanted more of that, but that's not going to happen because he's gone. So after that happened, about, let me see, that's February, May 23rd or 24th, one of my very good friends and cousin, exactly my age, very healthy, never drank, never smoked, probably drank a little beer here and there, just had a massive heart attack, died. So guess what? That took me back to square one with grieving. So I'm just in this whirlwind of grieving that I have told myself, and I believe that I will get out of. I just don't know when. To be able to make this video is like major, because I wasn't able really to talk about any of it to anyone. And maybe I can just talk to people on camera, but not to people in person. So this is part of my therapy, inspired by Shameless Maya. And thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. I try not to be so depressing and just do, you know, my reviews and my advice. But don't forget to subscribe, and by all means leave comments. I probably want comments probably for my betterment, from people who have experienced this, or just advice. Thank you. Have a good one.